So, Mets just signed Francisco Lindor. It was late on Wednesday night. It was the March 31st, just a few minutes before opening day started, and the Mets, well, they signed Francisco Lindor. I think Anthony DiComo broke the news. Who else was in there? John Heyman. And it is 10 years, $341 million. And I can't say I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised it happened before opening day because earlier on Wednesday, we heard that negotiations were not going well and talks were non-existent. But then at night, we got the great news. And so I'm surprised about that. I'm not surprised the deal happened in the first place because Steve Cohen, there's a lot of pressure on him because he didn't sign any of the other top free agent targets like George Springer or Trevor Bauer. So he had to make this happen. And because he's the richest owner in baseball right now, he could top any offer that Francisco Lindor got in free agency. And you could count on one hand the number of teams who would even think about signing him at the price he was demanding. The Mets got him to come down a little bit. They end up giving him 11 years because it's 10 years plus that 1 year that he already has existing on his contract. $341 million, one more than Fernando Tatis's contract. That's fine. Now I hope the kid plays better than Fernando Tatis because you're making more money than him, and some are going to say that's well-deserved because he's got a better, longer track record than Fernando Tatis Jr., but he also has a lower ceiling. Fernando Tatis Jr. has the chance to be the best player in baseball. I don't know if Lindor is going to ever get to that level, and he probably won't because he's already in his prime, but let's see. Let's see if you could play better than Fernando Tatis, since apparently it was very important that you get $1 million more than him in the total value of the contract. And I'm just glad I don't have to deal with this hanging over the ceiling anymore. I did not want to have to deal with every time Francisco Lindor hit a home run, having to hear how that was another few $1 million leaving Steve Cohen's pocket. I'm also done with these arguments over you have to be either the side of the greedy player or you have to be on the side of the horrible owner, because everyone's just trying to make a deal that's best for them. Everyone says you're a bad person if you're not on the side of the player, even if he's already making more money than he knows what to do with. But for the Mets, I just wanted them to make a deal that wasn't going to cripple the franchise in 6 to 7 years when Francisco Lindor isn't so amazing of a shortstop anymore, because it's just hard to do that when you're going to be 35, 36, 37. So that's why I just wanted the Mets to make a great deal. I was not worried about Steve Cohen running out of money, but the more money that Francisco Lindor makes, the less money there is to spend on Michael Conforto, who's in a contract year now, and Pete Alonso down the line, whose contract he's going to hit free agency unless they extend him while Francisco Lindor is still making all this money. Steve Cohen, we know, has enough money. He's so much richer than everyone else. He can afford it, but is he willing to go that far? He certainly wasn't willing to give into Francisco Lindor's first demands, which I think was wise, because the biggest thing here is the amount of years. I just don't want to have a situation down the line where Lindor's skills are diminished and the Mets have to put him in the lineup because of his ego. We saw this happen with another New York shortstop named Derek Jeter, number 2. We saw him bat second, even though he kind of stunk that last season or two. As good as he was, amazing he was, a great champion as he was, when it got down the line, it was awkward. And we're not thinking about that right now. We're just hoping the Mets have a chance to win the World Series in 2021, which it looks like they're going to have a chance. So that's awesome. And down the line, they have a franchise cornerstone, and Francisco Lindor plays defense, and he hits for contact and power. And he does all these great things. But 12 years is a lot. It could cause problems. So 11 years, that's a little better. But I'm just scared of these big contracts. I'm just scared of them. But the Mets had to do it. Steve Cohen missed out on Bauer, missed out on Springer. He had to make the deal for Lindor, and now he doesn't have to wait a whole 9 months to get the deal done. So that's good. It's good for now. Sorry, I guess I'm going to be the lead balloon. I'm just going to rain on the parade, thinking about the future, thinking about how Francisco Lindor is going to age now that he's locked in for 11 years, a ridiculous amount of time in baseball. But right now, the Mets are in great shape, and that's all you can ask for on opening day. They're going to Washington, where the Nationals are apparently dealing with coronavirus issues, so hopefully they get the game in, and we all have an amazing time on opening day. Peace out.